Hello, welcome to the Socrative video demonstration. I'm just going to start out here with once you've already logged in, this is the screen that you should come to. So choose whatever version you're going to have, the free or the pro, and then you have your home page here. This is the free version. So if you got that one, this should look familiar. The pro, I'm not sure if it looks exactly the same, but it has more options than this, so you'll at least know how to use all the basics if you choose the pro. So to get us started, this is your launch pad. This is where you can access quickly to perform your quizzes or to perform quick questions here. Over up here on the left, we have the option for quizzes. This will give you a list of all the quizzes you have on your account. With options to copy, download, and share. You can organize by creating folders. You can add, we'll get to that in a little bit. Rooms. With the free version, there is only one room. If you have the pro version, you can set up multiple rooms, such as if you wanted to have a room for each class or a room for each course, just to kind of signify the various students that you have. In the pro version, you could create more rooms. You could also add the rosters for your classes. Instead of having students log in every time, you can add rosters, and it has their name and would connect to your gradebook system if your district systems are set up for that. So a lot of options to do with rooms in the pro version. In the free version, we just have the one. And then reports here. Anytime you have run a quiz or a question, your report will pop up here, and we'll get to that in a little bit as well. So let's return to the launch pad and start with quizzes. The first thing that I want to talk about is creating a quiz. So we're actually going to go back to this toolbar icon up here on the left, quizzes, and we're going to click add quiz. Here you can create a new quiz, or you can import a quiz that someone else has created using the SOC code. We're going to create a new quiz here so we can see all the abilities that you have with your free version. First off, over here on the left, enable sharing SOC code. This allows you to share this quiz with other people. You can turn that off and then it's private to you, or you can turn it on, and when you give other people this code, they can load the quiz that you have created. Here's the title for our quiz. So let's just give this quiz a name here. Next, align quiz to standard. If you would like to attach this quiz to a standard for your course, you can do that. The one thing here is that you are attaching the entire quiz to one standard. You do not do this for every question. That is one of the differences between Socrative and Mastery Connect. If you have the full Mastery Connect software, then or program, then you do attach every individual question to a standard, which is pretty awesome if you're, especially if you're working on proficiency-based grading or other options that you have multiple standards being assessed at one time. Summative assessments, that's going to work out for you. But for Socrative, quick formative assessments, we're just going to have shorter quizzes that would help us assess one of them. So you can go through and do that if you desire. And then we add questions here. We can add multiple choice questions, true, false, and short answer. This is what the multiple choice setup looks like. You can click the formatting over here on the right and do bolds and symbols and all of those things, but I'm just going to turn that off for easy version here. You can add images into the question. You can type questions in the box here. And then the picture, if you wanted a picture, would show up over here on the left. I have that in the assignment that you will be going through in a few minutes. You then have your answer choices here. You can have more than 5 answers. I don't suggest that because that gets into some bad testing habits, not the best testing procedures there, but you have to have at least 2. You select the correct answer over here. You can get rid of options if you don't want that many. And then when you type up an explanation here, this explanation will pop up once the student has answered this question, either to correct interventions or to expand on correct answers. You can type whatever you want there to keep talking about the question that you have just asked your students. Over here on the right, you can move this question up or down in your quiz when you are editing, or you can duplicate. Okay, so that is the multiple choice question, and when you are done, you would save that. I'm going to delete here, and we'll go and look at the true false. Yes, I want to delete this empty question. True false here. Same thing, type in your question. Here's an image if you would like. It's a practice quiz creation. Ooh, the correct answer is true. I could type in an explanation if I wanted. And I'm going to go ahead and save this so that I have one. So same thing, I can go back and edit, I can move, I can delete, I can duplicate, or I can come and add another question. Short answer, once again, just a slightly different format here. Type in your question, add an image if you would like, explanation once the student has answered and submitted their answer. Here you can add correct answers if you would like to have it created for you, or get rid of correct answers that you've had there before. Once again, delete, move, duplicate, save, and I'm going to delete this one. Okay, so 3 different formats of questions that you can put into a quiz. Once you have all the questions that you desire, save and exit up here on the top right. And now I have this quiz on my list. Okay, so I've created a quiz. I have multiple options of questions that I can put in there. And then once it's created, it's on my list. Okay, so let's go back to our Launchpad. Giving a quiz now. I can give a quiz using this quiz icon or giving a space race. If I choose to just give this as a quiz, up pops my list of quizzes from my account. Here is the one that I just created. The Socrative tool here is the one that you're going to be looking at for your assignment. I select the quiz that I want, click Next, and then I have these settings that I can choose from. This instant feedback setting has the description here on the little I. Students will answer questions in order and cannot change their answers. So they answer one question at a time in order, and they receive feedback immediately if they answered correctly or incorrectly on that question. You as a teacher can monitor progress on all of these options, and so we will see that pop up here. So instant feedback, students go question by question. Open navigation is students have the quiz open and they can answer in any order. They can go back and change answers, move forward, move backward. Teacher can monitor progress, but the students do not see any correct answers or grades until the entire quiz is complete and submitted. Last option here is the teacher paced. So students will all be logged into this quiz, and the teacher will click through the questions for the students, and the students will answer in the time that is given them, and the teacher has control of the speed and the questions order and whatnot. So 3 options there. Choose the option that you want, other settings here, and then you would click Start and proceed with the option that you have selected for the quiz at that time. Okay, so that's option number 1 for giving a quiz. Option number 2 is space race. This one is a little bit more engaging for students. You could maybe put it in the format of a competition between your students if that's something that you like to do. So click on the quiz that you would want to use, click Next, and now we have a different set of settings here. You'll choose the number of teams. If you want each student doing it on their own, then you will have the same number here as the number of students in your class. If you want them to team up, you will have them choose teams, have one device per team, and then just click the number of teams that you want to have. Auto assign here, auto assigns a color to each team. Student choice lets them pick which color, but then it's who's going to have which one, and they're going to maybe fight over that, so that's a little bit more efficient to just choose auto assign. There's various rockets, rocket, bear, bee, bicycle, spaceship, unicorn that you can pick just for fun for the icon. And then when you click start, I'll show you what this one looks like. You have the number of teams here. Each one has been assigned a color. You have their icon. As each team answers questions, every time they get a question right and answer right, then their icon will move forward. So then you can kind of keep track of who is getting the most right and make a little competition out of that if you desire. So here at reports, we'll come back to this in a little bit. So that's giving a quiz. There are exit tickets as well. Exit ticket has 3 questions. How well did you understand today's material? It's already set for you. They select from the options. What did you learn in today's class? This is a short answer, so you would see students' answers here. And number 3, answer the teacher's question. So the teacher would put a question somewhere in the classroom for the students to read, and they would answer here on Socrative. Okay, same thing, we would click finish. This exit ticket option, it seems really easy to me since it's already set up for you. You don't have to do the setup, you don't have to print papers, you just need to click this and have a question ready. Next option here are quick questions. These are for spontaneous questions within your lessons. If you want to collect data or see answers on a graph of some kind immediately, all you have to do is push the button, ask the question, and then the students will only put in their answers here. They don't have to type anything, you don't have to type anything, and it becomes very convenient. You can add more questions simply by clicking on the icons down here. It adds those questions, and when you are done with your spontaneous formative assessment, you click finish. Okay, and there you go. So there's the quick questions. Looking at reports, every time you do a quiz, exit ticket, a report pops up here. As you saw the icon after the other one, you can do the same options here. So if I click on this, this is what pops up after I finish a quiz or an exit ticket. And so I can go to my Launchpad and just skip looking at a report. I can view the chart of a report, which is this, and I would have the number of teams or each student with their answers for each question. Or I can do a Get Report where I would download the report instead. And there's a couple options here for me of how I want to download this, where I want to download it to. Google Drive is reserved for the Pro version, but these two, downloading and emailing, are available for the free version. So a lot of options here. The reports can be printed and shown to your administrative supervisor, can be put into a notebook, can be brought to a PLC meeting. Very, very convenient way to collect formative data to evaluate for yourself and for the groups that you work with. So there's a quick tutorial here through Socrative. If you haven't used it before, if you haven't used Mastery Connect, I'm a big fan of the convenience, of the efficiency. Sometimes it takes a little bit to set up. Mastery Connect takes a little bit longer, but I have found that this Socrative takes minutes to set up and takes less than a minute to get it running if you have already logged on to your computer. If you are someone like me that struggles to get formative assessments, it's something I don't think about as much. This is an easy format for me to fit into my lessons. It doesn't take much time. Hopefully you will find some advantages of this as well. Okay, good luck.